Nothing in the chat. Okay. All right. So what do we have left for this quiz, or excuse me, for this class? You have 2 vocab quizzes. I have made both of them. What I will do is I will post them at the end of this class, and you can get them done whenever you want to, okay? I also made a mistake with the vocab. I did not notice, let me find it. That there were words. I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. On page 375. So, or yeah, 357. That was a little dyslexia for you. 357. So I am only using words up to 356. Now, the last 5 words on page 356 would have taken us into a 7th quiz. So those words are not included in the quizzes, okay? So the last 5 words on page 356 are not included in the quizzes, okay? So I, again, will post them after this lecture, and you can complete them whenever you want, okay? They are due by next Friday at the absolute latest, okay? The only other assignment or quiz, I should say, we might have another assignment or 2 that we have left for this class is a unit quiz, okay? So we have very little additional or new work left in this class, okay? I am cautious in telling you that because I don't want you to just mail it in and do this and then just stop showing up, okay? There will be some Pear Deck questions, so you'll get credit for those, okay? But these are the bigger assignments that you need to be aware of and remember, okay? So like, for example, today when we're doing our Pear Deck, you'll get credit for doing the Pear Deck today in class, okay? Are there any questions about dual enrollment or what we have left in this class? I am shocked nobody has said or asked anything about the word final. Still
is there
nothing.
a final?
There is not, okay? We are encouraged not to give finals this year because of the difficulty with distance learning and getting an accurate assessment, because it's very hard for us to make it so it is impossible or near impossible for you guys to cheat or just look up the answers, okay? So there will not be a quiz, or excuse me, a final for this semester. However, next semester there will have to be a final because I will have to do a Questa final for you guys, okay? So there will be a final next semester even if we are in distance learning, okay? I don't know what's happening with distance learning. We are waiting for the state and the numbers to work their way out to see what happens, okay? Any other questions? Okay. So today, what we're going to do, we're going to talk about 2 different diseases, okay? The first one is Alzheimer's disease or Alzheimer's, okay? Alzheimer's is a gradual and progressive mental deterioration, okay? So what does that mean? Over time, we are slowly going to see these effects. It's not like we have an injury and we see the effect right away, okay? It is very gradual and progressive. So it starts slow and then it's going to get faster and more prevalent, okay? What you're going to see is personality changes and impairment of daily functioning. Nick, what is an example of a daily activity or daily function that may be impaired?
Like just like working could be impaired. It's just hard to do tasks.
More basic than that. think even more basic.
Trying to remember to do tasks.
Okay, so remembering to do tasks, that's more memory oriented, but we call them activities of daily living. Okay, so going to the restroom, brushing your teeth, bathing yourself. Okay, those are daily functions or activities. Okay, so impairment of those daily functions, they're going to have a harder time doing it. Okay, or controlling it. The other signs and symptoms that you may see are confusion, memory failure, disorientation, and restlessness. Okay. Restlessness and the fact that people get agitated or they can't stop moving because they're trying so hard to remember some of these things. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to place the flag on the population here that is affected most severely by Alzheimer's. Is it the infant? Is it the toddler? Is it the teenager? Okay, that's what this is supposed to be. The young adult or the older population? And more specifically, is it male or female, or if you put it in the middle, for both? Okay. Who is most likely affected or most severely affected by this disease? Okay, good. Yeah, so of course, if it's gradual and progressive, it's going to be the older population, okay, that is most severely affected. But what age group do you think is the most commonly affected? So when do you start seeing the signs and symptoms of Alzheimer's? Is it your infant, or which group is it that is going to be most commonly starting to suffer from Alzheimer's? Got a couple of flags still moving around. Okay. Yeah, good. Okay. So it is most commonly recognized in people in their 40s. Okay. So the younger adult, middle-aged type person is where you're going to see this. Okay. And what is actually happening? Here's the brain on the right of person with Alzheimer's, and here's a normal brain. Okay. So you can see that the brain is shrinking, generally speaking. Okay. We have severely enlarged ventricles. So these holes in the brain are getting really, really big. Okay. And we don't want that. Extreme shrinking of the cerebral cortex. Okay. So you can see here that the cerebral cortex lobes are pretty large. In this case, they are getting much, much smaller. Okay. We also see extreme shrinkage of the hippocampus, which is a piece of the brain right here. Okay, this is normal. This is Alzheimer's. Okay. Now, I always go back to concussions. Okay. This is very much a structural issue. You can see that the brain has altered. If you were to do the scan for a concussion, it would look completely normal because it is a chemical issue. So Alzheimer's is a structural issue while a concussion is a chemical issue. Okay. Good. Okay. The next one we're going to talk about is multiple sclerosis. Okay. What is multiple sclerosis, or MS? It is a destruction of the myelin sheath. So these sheaths or these wrappers that go around the axon. So it's a destruction of the myelin sheath on the neurons in the central nervous system, and its replacement by plaques of sclerotic tissue, okay, or hard. So this is very pliable and it bends and moves. This is very hard and you have holes in it, okay? So what is this person going to suffer from? Well, excuse me. Who's most commonly going to suffer from multiple sclerosis or MS? Put your flag on the group. Men, women, young, old, both. Who's going to be most commonly affected by MS? Tyler, I just saw that you came back in. Do you need the link back to Pear Deck or do you still have that? Tyler K.
Wait, what?
I saw that you just got brought back into the meeting. Do you need the link into Pear Deck or do you still have that link?
No, I still have that link. My
Okay.
computer just died. Sorry about that.
Got it. No worries. Just checking. Okay. So in this case, we have a little bit wider of a range here. We have some people saying the younger adult, well, most people saying the adults, younger adults, some people saying teens, some people saying the elderly. MS, most common disability for, or neurological disability for people in their 20s to 40s, okay? So that would kind of be on the younger side of this group over here, but not your teenage pubescent group. So I would say it's more of your middle-age group here that is going to be suffering from MS, okay? So what are they gonna see or lead to? Paresthesia. So they're going to have that numbness, tingling type sensation in their hands and in their skin. Okay. Muscle weakness, unsteady gait. When they walk, they may stumble or they may tremble a little bit. Okay. Paralysis. They are unable to move. Okay. The key here is MS is very much marked by long periods of stability or remission. So you're going to get diagnosed with MS and it's going to stay consistent for a while. And then you'll have a long period of it worsening. So it's going to get worse, worse, worse. And then again, it'll stop and it'll stay there for a while. So it's more, let me see this, a tiered system like this, where you're going to have this, I'm stable, I drop, and then I'm going to be stable there for a while, and then I drop, and then I'm going to be stable there for a while, okay? So MS is much more of a muscular neurological condition versus Alzheimer's being much more of a cognitive issue with the brain, okay? All right, do you guys have any questions about MS or Alzheimer's? Okay, today was meant to be super, super short. One, because they have started demo on the pool deck, so I didn't know how much noise was going to be an issue. And two, I wanted to give you time to do those vocab quizzes if you wanted to, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post those 2 quizzes for you if you wish to take them. Okay, you can wait and take them later as well. But we are done for today. Okay, if you have any questions or concerns about this class, missing assignments, dual enrollment, or anything, please, please email me. It is crunch time, you guys. I want you to have plenty of time to get your grades up if needed, okay? You guys have a good day. If you need anything,